Yes, like worries the light. Good afternoon and welcome to the Magic Forest. Oh, actually, I'm back online, um, on my laptop, but you didn't ruin the music by making a video. So we're making progress, although apologies for the quality of the video. My laptop is very old and it um, doesn't have a very good camera on it, but it does work. So I'm back in the world of the virtual world of YouTube and whatnot. Um, because I have been in the other world, the world without technology for some time, which has been a blessing. My fateful phone finally got stolen by somebody in Saigon. So that's well, like I said before, it wasn't the phone, it was the SIM card that I needed. So I've been locked out of my online banking. I can't access my PayPal. I tried to do eBay today. We've sent you a text. Ah, anyway, there are ways around this, and we will soon have a new SIM card and whatnot, maybe. But I'm good. I'm good. Um, One thing I learned, I don't want to, the robbing story wasn't too, well, it was quite dramatic. Um, because I'm pretty good. I think, I've been traveling long enough to know how to get robbed. Um, and the trouble was I only had one card, and I would not normally take that out with me. However, I needed to get cash out of the ATM, so I took the one card that I had, and the Royal Bank of Scotland cancelled or they changed from Visa to MasterCard, so they cancelled everybody's cards. So my English pen card was no use. Um, but luckily that happened about a month ago, and from about 2 or 3 weeks ago, my parents sent me my new bank card to Hanoi, so I should have that soon. Anyway, as I was just walking home, and I went to stop for a cup of coffee to give me a little boost to walk home. And as I set my coffee cup down on the table carefully, I had my wallet, nice little sketchbook, and my phone in a little pile on the table, and somebody just ran past and snatched it. I leapt up and chased after them. Um, Out it's like fright or flight mode. Flight mode. I love flight mode. Fright or flight mode. And I chased after them. And they were good at running because they're street robber, and I'm good at running because I don't know why. I just sort of gifted with a runner's body. And I caught up with them. I went to do. I was waiting for my moment to rugby tackle. Um, and I just thought this moment is going to run out because although we're both good at running, he probably had the advantage of like he was could go for longer, perhaps at full speed because we were going at full pace. And I just saw my moment, and then I leapt. I went all in with the tackle. I missed his leg by about an inch and hit the deck really hard. Um, I kind of I bruised or cracked a rib or something, which hurts every time I laugh. But other than that, just grazes on my knees and on my hip. But nothing a skateboarder can't handle. So that was that. But the thing is that I had money back in my room in the hotel. And I uh, had good friends in Saigon. Um, and I think that so it's not about how not to get robbed, because if you're a white man traveling around it, Southeast Asia, you're gonna get robbed. at some point, if it's a lifetime traveling. And I've been mobbed enough times to know how to get out of the situation if you've got nothing. But usually that revolves around asking friends. And that I think that was the hardest bit for me. It was just to ask my friend if I could. Well, he'd said, "Oh, I've got a wallet you can have," because he had a spare wallet. Beautiful guy, um, Jack Mitchell, and I met him in Sapa, 6 years ago. No, yeah, 6 years ago. And beautiful guy, beautiful Brummy accent, and so funny. And so he turned up with the hotel, and he said, "I've got a new wallet," and I said, "Please, can you put some cash in it for me as well, just so I can get back to or pay my hotel bill?" I would have been all right, but I would have had to have kind of moved out of the hotel and gone to a hospital, which would have been fine. But luckily, I had a friend when I needed one. And so the moral of the story is that it's not about knowing how not to get robbed. It's about knowing how to get robbed and come out smiling. Preferably not with a cracked rib, but that was my own fault. And in hindsight, I wished I'd just let him go. Because I look back and I thought, well, I'm lucky I didn't catch him. But also, he took the little book, my little sketchbook, which was really nice. But I've lost many sketchbooks as well in my life. Uh, you know, uh, and the thing about sketchbooks is that you write the idea down, and the process of writing the idea is more important than having the idea written down. And so, luckily, I'd bought a new sketchbook the day before because I always buy nice sketchbooks if I see them. Um, and so I had a new sketchbook, and the good thing is like all the good ideas from the previous sketchbook, you remember them, so they go into the new sketchbook, and the bad ideas you don't forget them, so it's like a filtering process. Because my last sketchbook, which is also beautiful, from Sapa, from the Hmong people, beautiful sketchbook. Um, but once it was full, I uh, ceremoniously set fire to it because it's not about the thing itself; it's about what it does for you. Anyway, I'd love to show you my little room before we go. The sun is shining today. It's been really bleak in Hanoi. It went quite cold. It was like really hot, sunny one day. Last time I spoke to you, and then the day after, it just suddenly went cold, and we all sit around fires in jumpers. Um, but one thing I learned was Hanoi Fire Community, which is beautiful, like just sitting around and sharing around the fire. Which I guess is every civilization has that fire culture. But in colder places, obviously, that fire culture is essential and more dominant. And so that was a beautiful thing. And just so happy to be back from Saigon in one piece. And when I came back, of course, Mr. Henry. Can you see him? I can't see. Oh, there he is. Mr. Henry had come out of the hospital and he was all happy and fine. He's a little bit thin. Um, and we're planning to do a 90 kilometers, sorry, walk to Ninbin for Christmas. So I'm feeding him sausages every day and fattening him up and exercising. So we're in training for that. So he's happy in himself, but he's lost a bit of weight, so he doesn't have the full strength that he used to, which is immense, and he needed it. Anyway, I'm going to show you my little magic forest, and it's not a magic forest, it's a treehouse. Uh, there's some fairy lights there to stop the dogs from jumping over. I don't know how crap this laptop is. My little room and my princess sleeping bag and some fairy lights. And I just painted the balls today. That's looking great. So it's a nice little room. Um, and I just wanted to show you a couple of other things. I, look at this. Look at it. Done. The song time light. And then this is a little man. And it's made by a polymer clay company. So I really wanted to see what the commercial way of making polymer clay figures is like. And like, it's brilliant. Like they even checked the customer service was amazing. But then I guess Taiwan has been making plastic figures much longer than me. And then on the bottom, I the pose I sent was meant to be going up for a hug, but he looks more like he's saying stop, and he looks like he's wearing a policeman's uniform or like an Asian policeman. Because I just happened to be wearing that at the time, and it says they wrote Fairies Man, and because he looked like he was saying stop and not going for a hug, I said Dung Song Cham Lai. So he's like Dung means stop, and Song Cham Lai means live slow, move slowly. Tranquilo is a good Spanish definition. Oh, and the sun is shining today for the first time in a week. Um, oh, I was going to show you my little kitchen, but that's our 10 minute. Oh, so, and they've just started drilling next door. So, I'm going to love you and leave you from Treehouse Life. It's good to be back, and I shall keep you updated. Love you, and I shall see you in the magic.